Yeah, so right now somewhere at Gariki area 3. Um, we have a lot of banks here. Should be like 5 banks, if not more. Um, UBA is there. There's another bank here. This Stanbic IBTC. This Afri Bank. Uh, that's First Bank. Um, Access Bank is there. Heritage Bank is there. GT Bank is somewhere there. I mean, this is like uh, their street, Bank Street, if you want to call it that way. Anyway, so it's something very important to discuss or point out. Since there's another bank that wants to open here, this place used to be second GT Bank on this street. So they moved out a few years ago. As you can see, maybe another bank wants to take over. Who knows? It's still under construction. They are yet to open. So, anyways, um, so one thing about buying used vehicle in Nigeria, especially a registered one, is something I realize people don't bother doing when after purchase or even before purchase. When you buy a car, registered vehicle in Nigeria, I would recommend, okay, no, scrap that. Let me rewind. If you have a used vehicle, that's you own a vehicle in Nigeria that you registered and you decide to sell, let me advise you. Before you sell that vehicle, whatever amount you want to sell the car, put that change of ownership cost in the price you are selling that vehicle. Whoever that will buy that vehicle, you give that person a condition. Even before the purchase, you give the person a condition. If you are buying this car, the price, the amount you are paying includes change of ownership. You will buy the vehicle. I'll give you one of the vehicle papers, probably that will still be in my name. Then I will do a change of ownership. You go with the other one. I'll do a change of ownership. Within 2-3 days, when it comes out, I will courier the new vehicle papers to you. Now, some people might think what I'm saying here is nonsense. Why will you buy a car and somebody, the previous owner, will be the one to do the change of ownership? Well, your concern is not a bad thing. It's not out of point. I'm telling you, as someone who has been in this auto industry for years, I mean, you are better off, irrespective of how the prospective buyer might feel. You need to protect yourself, because what tends to happen is people will sell their vehicles with the vehicle papers indicating their name as the vehicle owner. The new owner of the car will go ahead, keep using that vehicle, renewing the vehicle papers without changing the vehicle name to the new owner's name. Keep using that 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, even 10 years. They don't care. They keep using it until you might decide to sell the car again. I'm talking about the new owner. Decide to sell the car again and sell to another person. You might now find out that by the time maybe the fourth owner will now decide, you know what, no, I need to do a change of ownership. Only for the road, the registration office. Because registration office, as far as concerned in Nigeria, they must contact the persons that the name is on the vehicle, but they must contact to get confirmation that the person actually sold the vehicle to you before they will effect that change. So there are times that they will now make the attempt, only to realize that, because usually it's the phone number that is there, only to realize that those numbers are no longer going. Maybe the person has died and the line has been, I don't know. Sometimes the network providers will sell the phone line. You sell the phone line, another person will start using that line. So by the time this other person, the registration office will call that number, the person like don't know what you are talking about. You didn't sell any vehicle to anybody. And my point is, you won't be able to change that vehicle registration to the new name. It has happened many times to people I know, and even where I was involved. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. If they cannot reach the phone number on that vehicle paper, they will not effect that change of name. This is even for the new buyer self that I'm even talking about, not even the consequences for the previous owner. Because the buyer, if they can't reach that number, it means they can't effect the change of name. Now the seller, if you sell your vehicle without doing the change of name, and the person that buys the vehicle do not effect that change, what it means is whatever happens to that vehicle, or that vehicle is maybe engaged in a criminal activity, maybe hit and run, he hit and kill somebody and ran away, he broke, what's it called, beat the traffic and the number was captured, or maybe road safety or police at a checkpoint tried to stop the car and the car fled and they were able to get that number, or the car was used in a robbery, or so, whatever it is, as long as once they capture that vehicle, the first person they are going to call, the Nigerian authority, police, whatever, that are going to invite or arrest is the persons that is on that vehicle papers. Not just vehicle papers, the Nigerian car registration database. So even if there is no paper on that vehicle or anything, all they need is once they see that number plate, they go to their database, put it there to bring out your name, your address, your phone number. Yeah, you could bring your deed of, what's it called? What's it called? Trying to remember. Sales agreement. Yeah, you could bring your sales agreement. But I saw this car, I've done this thing, but fine. You could see virtually get scot-free, but man, probably have spent some night in police station. You probably have spent hundreds of thousands naira to clear your name that you are actually no longer the owner of the vehicle. As far as they're concerned, they will still hold you responsible until the new owner is located. Okay, you could say maybe I'm not an expert in legal matters like this, maybe the other two, but like I said, as far as the Nigerian government is concerned, your name is what is on there, because they don't have copy of your deed of sales agreement. To them, you could produce any fake sales agreement and say, oh, you sold the vehicle to another person. All they care is what is on their system. Is your name, your address, everything. So as far as they're concerned, they don't know that you sold that property. It still belongs to you, as far as they are concerned, until you tender that legal document that you sold it. But then the problem is, why didn't they effect the change? So the reason why I'm saying this is, you have to insist, you as a seller, to protect yourself, you have to insist that you will not sell that vehicle without doing that change of name. Now, why I will recommend you, the seller, to do that change of name is because your phone number is there. If you are the one that will apply for the change of name, within a day or two, the new vehicle papers will be out with the new owner's information. Because remember, you are the one that applied. So probably by the time you get back from where you came from to go and apply at the registration office, they will call you. Because what they don't care who, they will call the number on their system and say, confirm whether, if you are the owner of the vehicle, and if there is a successful transaction, and look at what they want to do. They want to effect change of name. Once you give the consent, go ahead. That's it. 2 days later, the vehicle papers will be out. So, like I said, some of the buyers will not like the idea. They'll be like, no, they will want to do the change of ownership themselves, this and that. Well, don't buy the vehicle. Trust me, they will tell you, don't worry, I will do the change of name, this and that. And once I buy, that's what most of them will say. Years later, it's still under your name. You'll be surprised that your name 5 persons will buy that car 10 years later. It will still be your name. Even though you have no business again with that vehicle, years later. So insist. I'm telling you what I will do. If I want to sell any vehicle, I will just put, if it's 30,000, if it's 50,000 naira, it's going to be added to whatever I'm going to sell the car. If it's 5 million naira that will sell the car, it means I will have to remove 50,000 from that 5 million after the person has paid and applied. Yeah, the person will come, I'll give him the vehicle papers. Usually, it's expected you're supposed to have more than one original vehicle papers once you use a car for more than 1 year. So, yeah, you should have more. If it's only one, then you have to discuss with the buyer that for now, I'm going to give you, this is the original. You show him the original, I'm going to give you the copies so that I can use the original, because that's what they accept. They don't, you have to provide the original. How to provide the original. Even the proof of ownership, you have to provide that original one. So I have to show the person, I need this original to go and effect the change of name. So that you can go with this copy, or you can go with maybe the expired original vehicle paper. Hold on to it, then go with copy of the renewed, the one that has not yet expired, go with it, so I can use the original one of the original one to go and effect the change of name. My point is, or you give him the current registration, then you retrieve the original proof of ownership, then go with one of the expired original papers, effect that change. Later on, you do the courier with that person to protect you yourself, not the buyer. Anybody that see, I'm giving you I'm telling you what you might think I don't care, you want to sell your car. Fine, until you get yourself in a very hot soup, then you understand what I mean. It might be you'll just be saying it doesn't matter. And I'm giving you a secret, a tip that will help you. And then if you are the buyer and the person you want to buy the vehicle, if he doesn't give you that kind of commission, fine. Probably the person doesn't know about what I'm saying. However, before you pay, let me be very straight, before you pay for that car, even if the owner is the owner that is selling the vehicle and is right there before you pay for that car, pick up your phone, dial the number on that vehicle papers. If that number does not ring, do not pay for that car. If nobody picks that call, do not pay for that car. Whenever the person picks the call, talk to them, unless maybe if the number that is on that vehicle paper is exactly the one you use to contact the buyer, the seller and it's exactly that same number, and that person is there with you, or you spoken to the person on phone before you went for inspection or doing the inspection or during negotiation of the amount of the price of the vehicle, and you confirm is that exactly that number. If it's not that number, even if it's the owner, but it has a different number, call that number. If the person is claiming, oh, this is an old number, it's no longer active, let him go and rectify that problem. Do not buy that car. Let him go and change that name. Change the number, Then you proceed. Even if you have to pay for him to go and effect that change, or let you go and change that number, you won't understand what I'm saying. If you buy a car, a registered vehicle, and they cannot reach that phone number when they want to effect that change of name, they will not effect it. They must talk to the person, the number that is on that their server system. Because what is on the vehicle paper is what is on their system. Talking about like VIO. You will take this thing for granted until you find yourself in this hustle. They will be like, you lose your money, or you won't be able to use the car. I'm telling you, trust me guys, be very careful. I'm telling you this out of experience, not just buying my own car. I'm telling you how you guys know I buy cars for people. So these are the experiences I've had. I'm now using it to advise. Do not make all this mistake just because the car looks very good. You may buy it and end up in a very hot soup. It's not even about losing the money. Then it becomes even a criminal case that probably is a stolen vehicle, this and that, or maybe the vehicle, the actual owner did not give consent for the car to be sold. Only for you, when the now time comes to sell the vehicle, to do the ownership, the owner is like, what do you mean? I didn't ask anybody to sell my car. I traveled and maybe my driver or one of my siblings or somebody went and sold the vehicle to you without my consent. So yeah, as far as it's concerned, he will say no. Then because the criminal case, you will be invited and arrested. So I'm giving you guys, insist that number picks the phone, the number on that this thing rings, talks to the person. If you have a means, another thing, if you have a means or have a contact at the registration office, snap that vehicle paper. Snap the vehicle paper, send it to your contact at VIO office, let him confirm if truly that paper is genuine. Whether it has expired or not is irrelevant. Snap that vehicle paper. You know the one I'm talking about, the normal vehicle particulars. Snap it, send it to your contact, let the person confirm if it's genuine, because people can also produce fake vehicle papers, put another person number that will pick as if the number is so correct. But let confirm that this vehicle paper actually came from registration office. So those are the things you have to sort out. But if you choose to risk it without doing all these things, I don't have any issue. There are some cars that will be so tempting that things like that, you won't want to lose the vehicle just because the number didn't go through when you try to call the person or this and that. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Sometimes because even during the registration, they will be like, okay, to confirm whether this person is the actual person before you change the person that the original owner of the vehicle, previous owner, sometimes they will send a message or something. They just have to hear from that person before they effect the change. I know you could say, oh, but why wouldn't they go and check the address to talk to the person? You and I know that address doesn't really work in Nigeria. You might live here today, the next day you are no longer there, but the old address is still there. Or some addresses are not actually easily traceable. Of course, I know it can be done, but then it doesn't happen. So they rely only on the phone numbers. What I will recommend to the Nigerian government, if you are watching this VIO, please, on your vehicle papers, include emails. I know email was not there. I know in the 90s when I was using my 504 GL, yeah, there was no such thing as email then. But now that we have it, you need to include it. The reason why I prefer email over even physical addresses, email doesn't change. physical address changes. It is very hard for somebody to say, oh, I've lost access to this my email. It's difficult because you can always reach somebody with email. In fact, most times for you not to use your email unless you are no longer alive. Your email can be hacked, I'm saying, but how many times? Compared to you relocating over and over from one address to another, but you keep using that same first address you used 10 years ago. So going to trace to check somebody in an address, physical address, to me is not really the best, because most likely there's a 80% chance that when you go there, you won't see the person. Maybe the person have even relocated or moved out of there 10 years ago. So nobody that lives in that compound, in that house, even knows the person you are talking about. You know. So those are the reasons why I prefer they should include email, so that if the phone number doesn't go to, or maybe these days now, before you know it, they will block your line, and people will be like, instead of going back to reactivate the line, they will buy another line. So the number will no longer work. For most people that have traveled outside Nigeria, so they will kind of discard some of their phone lines and keep only one. And the one probably that will be on the vehicle papers will be one of the ones they discarded, not to bother to use. So phone numbers can always also change, just like physical address, but the email remains. It's it's hard for someone to lose track of, or to not to be able. If worst case, you say, oh, maybe the person has more than 5 emails, so it will take him like a month or so to remember to check one of the old emails, and then he will see that the registration office contacted him for so and so information, just to confirm whether truly is he sold the vehicle, so that you give consent for them to effect the change of name. So I'm encouraging them to put. I don't know if it's there. Maybe it's there. Maybe I'm not there. I doubt. Email. I doubt. I don't think there's email on vehicle papers, particulars. So that would be a best way of solving this problem. So just giving my opinion here. So before you buy any vehicle, confirm that you can reach the phone number on that vehicle papers. And if you are the one selling your vehicle, insist that you will do the change of ownership after the person has paid. The person can go with the vehicle, like I said, go with maybe the copies of the papers or one of the originals of the papers, but you have to retain another original papers that you can go and effect that change. Within a week, it will come out. Less than a week. The person doesn't have to come back to you to collect your papers. Even if he still lives inside the same town, all you need is get logistic. You send it to the person. Or if you live outside the state where you are, you still use the same logistics. You courier, send it to the person. Even if the person has to pay for that additional cost. But my point is, or put everything in that. Just say for now, you could just say change of ownership. Just say approximately as of today, 27th October 2024. You could say everything, it will cost you like maybe approximately 50,000 naira to do change of ownership, because change of ownership means they also have to renew the vehicle paper so that it will appear in the new owner's name. So add it there. So if you what you want to sell, the actual amount you want to sell the car is 5 million naira, put 5.5 million, 50,000 naira, and insist that you cannot, that 50,000 naira must be included in the payment. And explain to the person this why. If he doesn't want, then let him go. Otherwise, one day you get yourself in prison for a crime you didn't know anything about, because somebody used your vehicle to commit a crime. Okay, so that's all I have for this video. Hope it makes sense, and so I will encourage you to like and subscribe to this channel. Like this video and subscribe to this channel, so that as this information is coming out, you'll be able to you know, get more educated in some of these tips I'm giving out. All right, till the next video.